To celebrate 10 years of City Skylines, I welcome you to the Masterclass Series 2025 for new and veteran players to help improve their city building and management skills. Greetings fellow mayors, this is Captain Obvious, and my map choice for this series is Hanami Bay from the airport's DLC. You of course may choose any map available to you. And this is our starting tile, and immediately the game is telling us to create a road. With that said, since this is our starting tile, we're going to do a crash course into road building. And with that, we are going to start with the straight road, and when you put it out, you're going to see a line up here that will indicate the 10 unit marks. So 10 units, or a unit, are these tiny squares where you can zone into buildings. If you stretch it out, you can see the line up here. That indicates the halfway point. So this is 5 units exactly. So this is 10. Now I'm going to switch to the medium road. I'm going to put it around here so you can see it's a little line, and I'm going to stretch it out up to 10 units. And then we're going to introduce the use of curved road tools, going back into the small roads. I'm going to go until the end of the inner circle and then curve it in. Do the same thing on the other side, curve that in. And I am also going to introduce the use of one-way roads, and we're going to use the upgrade tool in order to left click and turn it into the one-way road. And as you can see, this is going in the wrong direction, so you just use the right click in order for the road to return. Now you're going to notice that the roads and anything you build will cost something. So this costs 40 per cell, while this costs 60 per cell. Therefore, we're going to be smart in the beginning, because we start with 70,000k. We're going to use the gravel road for the meantime, which costs only 20 cells. And now the question is which direction you want to go. So if you zoom out, you want to eventually go here, you want to go here, and you want to go in this direction. So that said, I am going to stretch out my road just maybe up to 30, since this is already 10, so therefore this is 40 in total. Right, you don't want to go too far forward, otherwise you're gonna have a very long straight road, which is not really pretty in the long run. So with that said, I am going to curve a road here, and we're gonna make it up to, let's say 10, 20, 30, 40 units, or construction costs 800. So now that's another way to measure, is by the cost. And then to connect the roads, you go to curve tool until you see the line appears, or the guideline, and there you have a perfect connection. And now I'm going to introduce how to make a simple roundabout. So I'm going to do a little guideline here, and we're going to stretch it out, let's say just up to 300 units. And from here, we're gonna go 300 units, or 15 distance. So you can see as soon as that little line appears, I am going to click on it. So we got 300, and we're gonna use the curve tool there. And as soon as the guide appears, don't forget to delete your guide, and then just left click. There you go. That's your very first roundabout. Now we can go ahead and continue to build. We could use this, or we could just break out and build somewhere else, because we can't delete the middle. It is perfectly possible, but for now I will put it like this. I'm gonna stretch this out to, let's say, 800, and then from here we are going to go with this one. I'm not going to use this road, and I'm going to make it up to the same distance, 800. No, actually we're going to go 1000, just to make it a little slightly different. And I'm going to delete this. So that is our roundabout. So it goes into 3 ways. And before I get any further, we're gonna add in our water services. So since this will be a mixture of new players and veteran players, I will be using vanilla assets, at least for this episode. So I'm going to use the water pump here and the drain pipe on the other side. If you do not have, on the map that you're playing on, if you do not have an area that's here, you have to make sure that it is far away. Otherwise, the waste will eventually go to to your water pump, and your citizens will start consuming their own waste, which will poison and your people will perish. So try to avoid doing that. Make sure it is far away. If you do not have an area here, just make sure it's farther away, and eventually you're going to unlock a tile and then relocate your drain pipe or your water pump. The next service that we will need is electricity. So with that said, now I'm gonna introduce the right way to like plan out your zoning. So first of all, you need to pay attention to where your industries are. So industry is where your trucks and goods come from. And with that said, I am going to place it on this end. I'm going to place it here, which is around, so you can see there's like a 3-unit space at the edge of this. So I'm going to stretch it out up to here. So we have, and I'm going to connect it there. I'm going to do up to 11 units. So there's a 1-unit spacer in between. I'm going to do another one. And I'm going to put our coal power plant here. So you want to bring it close to the highway or your entrance because this will require fuel. And there we have it. And now, so this is strategical. This is where we're going to put our industrial area. So the trucks will do their business in and they will leave immediately so that they don't go deep into your city, cause traffic, and then mess up your whole game. All right, next I will add in our water pipes. Let's put it here, here, and then connect it there, right? The blue area is where water service is, so you don't have to put it under the, so you can see it goes over, so it overlaps, and that makes it inefficient. So it's best to do it this way. In the beginning, try not to waste your pipes. You need to really plan where it's gonna go. So with that said, let's go ahead and plan our residential area. So I'm gonna place my residential and commercial really far away from our industrial area. And we're gonna have like a unit distance around 400, and we're gonna bring this out to 200. Bring this out, and we're gonna have 1-unit spacer. Okay, and same thing goes on this side. We're gonna have 400, which is here, 200. We'll stretch it out to here, and a 1-unit spacer in between. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, and again, so this is our guide, right? I will upgrade eventually into a medium or a 4-lane road or large road. So this will be our main road. This is going to be a main road. That will be a main road, and also this roundabout will be such as that. Let's stretch this out up to, let's say here, 300. So this has a little different distance. 300, and we're gonna connect them together. There you go, perfect connection. And now let's just make another layer. And connect this. Pretty much the same thing on the other side. And this should suffice for the meantime. Now we just need to make sure there is piping available. So with that said, let's go ahead and add our pipes. So I am going to put this here. Yeah, I might as well make it go here. So you notice we have 18K in the bank. Stretch this out. There, and make sure it connects to the main pipe. And there we are. We have everything that we need. Next is we need to start actual zoning. So first, the way the game operates is by the demands here, so you know exactly what to do. So this is going to be our main road. That said, I am going to use the marquee tool or to make square zoning, and we're gonna zone right here. So this is going to be our residential area. Actually, let's put it up here for the meantime. And that will require electricity. So we're gonna use the power line from our power plant. I'm gonna put it here. And this should kick us off And of course, we need to connect it to our pipes. I'm gonna place it here. Okay, with that said, we have 7K in the bank, which is pretty good. So we have spare in case we need to add more pipes, and we can now resume the simulation. So this should start zoning first. Hopefully you can go ×3 speed. I advise only ×1, but since I am familiar with the game, I'm going to go ahead and go ×3. So now we are starting to build, or they are now populating the area. I can go ahead and zone this, and we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So I'm going to zone that, and of course that will also require electricity, so we're going to connect them as so. And the blue one is for commercial. So commercial I will place right, oops, so the commercial is the blue one. I'm gonna put it here, make sure there is electricity. So, and of course this, the economy tab will appear. You click on it and you lower the budget of everything. Only on the top. On the bottom is day-night cycle. I'm gonna go ×1 speed. So this will only function if you have day-night cycle active. If you just started the game and you notice it going in the night, and if you want to turn it off, go to options, go to gameplay, and then you can find it here. Use day-night cycle. Just uncheck it, and let's go ahead and ×3, and you can see our demands here. Okay, so, yeah. All right, it was a false alarm. Let's go ahead and add in more commercial area. And for industry, again, we're gonna place it on this end. I'm just gonna put it here. Go ahead back with ×3, and our other commercial, we are going to place it on this end. So you notice I'm only putting a small block because I want to make sure that this gets filled in first. ×3 industry. Okay, industry is being built. I'm going to go ahead and pre-zone that area. So you notice we are losing income, but as soon as more citizens come in, we will eventually lower the negative, and it will turn into positive as we continue to zone. And I'm just gonna continue at ×3 speed. And from this point, the game is functioned or progressed by this. So you basically need to satisfy the needs of the citizens or the city, and that is how you progress through the game. So now we're in the positive, and you can see here, if you want to go to the next milestone, it tells us how many we will need. We will need 550 population. With that said, let's go ahead and zone in more residential. So as you can see, our population now is at 537. So from time to time this will appear. So, and I believe we are about to level up. There we go. We have reached our very first milestone. We are now a little hamlet, and these are the new things that is available for our city. For now, the only thing that is worth is we have taxes available, we have loans if we need it, and we have these new services. What we truly need in the beginning is garbage services. So I'm gonna put our garbage right over, let's say here. And with our garbage services, you could change the model. So I'm gonna use the large garbage truck. This doesn't do anything, it just changes the appearance, which is pretty neat. And I'm going to give an example why you need to put this down immediately. So I'm going to turn it off. You can turn off buildings so it doesn't cost you anything. So now our upkeep is at 0, because the first thing that your citizens will complain about is garbage. So this is an electrical issue because we lowered our budget. So now just click on it and increase our budget ever so slightly. And since we're here, we're going to go to taxes, and we're going to go up to 12%. If you go any higher than 12%, people will complain and they will start to leave your city. Alright, and what we also gained was more income as we leveled up. And with that, I am going to go ahead and expand a little further. So I'm just aligning it perfectly. Then we're gonna put that in. Right, so now we have our zone areas. Well, I'm gonna zone it slowly because I may change my mind on this direction, because again, I try to avoid doing the same thing over, right? Like have too many of the same grid. And with that, let's go ahead and, oh, so these are different ways to zone as well. So you got the fill tool, right? It will fill everything. There's also the paintbrush tool. Hey, now, oh, piping, there you go. So let's go ahead and add them pipes. So again, from time to time, this will occur. I'm gonna switch back to ×1. So you notice we have water and electrical issues. You don't want to keep it at 100. You want to try to keep your budget like a little, gradually going up. So in order to tell how much, you click on this and you can see the electrical budget. And then here's the water, right? So, and then, as I mentioned, there's going to be garbage issues. So there's our garbage. So now we can turn this on and we can watch our truck. You can click on it. You click on the follow. Then you can click on this thing if you want to watch it go around your city, right? ×3 speed. Right, that's pretty cool, right? Again, we're avoiding traffic. Oh, so the other thing, I believe we have this menu. You're gonna see garbage area here. You're gonna see pollution here. Make sure that the pollution is far away from your city. This is why this is on this side. And you can see already the waste here. So imagine if it was on this end. It's gonna pollute and people are gonna be drinking their own poop. And again, the game is dictated by the demands bar on the bottom. So as you can see, we have a high demand for industry. Therefore, we are going to continue developing our industrial area. So with that said, let's go ahead and add another block here, and I will simply zone this. And as you can see, sometimes the water is not working even though our availability is high. That is because if you look here, the drain is now really far away from it. So all you need to do is kind of move it or creep it a little closer. So with that said, I'm just going to relocate just about here, and don't forget to add in the pipe and of course the electricity as well. This is a rare occurrence because that is because the drain is getting too quickly. So as you can see, it does that. We probably should find a deeper end, but if it becomes a common occurrence, I'm going to reconsider doing that. In any case, so again, we're continuing this one. I've already zoned, and of course there's also the commercial area that I have not bothered to place, so I'm going to put that on this end. And when it comes to the power lines, we no longer need this one, as long as from the main connection it goes here. This is all that is required. And again, we have that issue where the water is losing its juice. And what else is happening? Let's slow down, go to ×1 speed. Our electricity is actually low. There you go. So that's our problem. Let's go back to our budget. Tap it up just a little bit more. You do not want to go over 100%, otherwise you're gonna start losing money. And our water issue appears to be ongoing, so therefore I think it's might be a little smarter if we just relocate it completely. I cannot push it any further into the ocean. I can't find a deep end. This might work. Okay, and I understand it's facing in the wrong direction, but for now it's fine. It's still early in the game, and of course the citizens are asking for more housing. So that's basically the cycle of the game. You continue to satisfy or pacify the needs of your city just by this, and that's how your city will grow. And eventually you're gonna keep going up the milestones, such as we have now. So we are now a worthy village, and we have opened a new tile. Districts are also available. We have new services such as police and fire, and we also have unique buildings, which I will explain. And we have districts and all other policies there. There's a lot of things ongoing, but I will only try to explain the things that are kind of necessary in the beginning. Okay, let's times 3 speed. So let's check our power. Power is again low. I'm going to spike it all the way up to 100%. We're gonna leave it as that. Put up the water as well. And with that, since we leveled up, we gained some bank or some income. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and add another power plant just in case we may have water issues in the future, because this thing costs 19,000, right? So you want to put that down immediately. So this is what happens when there's no water. So that will easily be remedied. Just extend this. And this is why, again, you should try to play at ×1 speed, otherwise you will miss catching that. And now we have more residential demand. Before I do that, since we have extra income, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade our road, our main road at least. So I will upgrade this and this as well, so we have a more visual representation on what we are trying to build. And the middle as well. Fortunately, there is no one-way road, so which is fine. There we go. There we have it. And now I'm going to introduce the use of district areas. So district areas, you are able to kind of divide areas in your city. So for instance, this one, it will have an auto name. If you want to rename it, just click and then you can change the name. And there are also different types of styles they can use. So I'm going to start introducing that. So this one right here, this is the default style. So these are what the houses look like. These are what the commercial buildings look like. And I'm going to introduce the new type. So with that, I'm going to create a new area. So we're going to put that down on this side of the map. So I'm going to try to make it the same, 420. And this is, I believe, 200. So 200 is here. Okay, that's absolutely correct. And okay, there you go. And I'm just gonna continue mimicking that side. All right, and let's go ahead and add in that district. So this district will be different from the one on top. I will just put this here for the meantime. But so the center part will be commercial, and I don't want that to affect on this end. So I will just place it all the way on this side. And then this one, this district, I will change this into European suburbia. So now if I start zoning residential on this end, they will look completely different. And we're gonna add commercial here. So this will require power to go to the other side, or a power line, but if you build your houses close enough, they should be able to connect like that. Right, so now I did not waste any income or any resources just to have a connection there. The only thing you need to do is make sure that there are pipes underneath them. Okay, with that said, you can see now the buildings are slightly more different. So you can see there are roofed houses. These are the European suburbia type. While we go here, yeah, they look definitely much more different. And of course, the buildings will also, they have a level up. So when the citizens are happy, the household will increase and the building will change its model and improve depending on you if you want to change the model, but if you do not want it to change, you can click on historical, and even though the building will level up, it will increase the household, the model of the building will always remain the same. Let's see, let's go ahead and continue this zoning here so you can see a much better difference. So you can see here, you can see the difference. These are a little more mid-size buildings, while here we have it like this, which is definitely much more low, and the color theme is exactly the same. So that is what district styles do. And now you can see we have police and fire issues. Wow, and instantly we leveled up almost immediately. Now we're at 1,600. We are now a tiny town, and that unlocks more new things that could get very, very confusing. For now, we're gonna ignore it because there's a lot. All of these are coming from DLCs, so it's not 100% necessary, especially you just started the game. But with that said, on the second level up, I believe, I'm not sure what it was called, it was the Worthy Village. We have police and fire, and immediately we should put that down. As you can see, that is the immediate threat, so to speak. And I will place it right over here. So there are different types of buildings available in the game. I'm just gonna go with the default one. So we're gonna put this one right over here. And we also need a fire. So I'm gonna use this police station. And again, just like the garbage, you can click on it and then you can change the model. So we're gonna go for large, and for the police, you got this special command. Let's see them in action. Oop, there it is. Let's click on it, pause the game, and let's see them fight crime. This is a little overkill. We're sending out SWAT to the disturbed homes. Okay, we're the SWAT people. Okay, now there's an emergency. There's another one there. I can't really tell because oh, it's over there. Let's see if you can also click on this, and you can see this. It will tell you what buildings are or what vehicles are coming there. It appears like nothing is there. This one is going to this area. So let's go ahead and click on this building, and you can uncheck that ×3 and watch it. And immediately they left. The crime has stopped since they heard. Oh, we missed it. It's right over here. Oh well. Anyway, that will keep happening. So, oh, another thing, when you put down services, for instance, this one, right? So we place this, you can see there's a circle here. All right, here is the fire station. You can see it's teal colored while this is red. So if I put this here, everything here will also turn kind of teal. But we're gonna use a different one since we already have fire and police. I'm gonna put healthcare. I'm gonna put it on this side. So you can see right now healthcare is not available anywhere. If I place it here, it makes the people in the surrounding area much more happy. So they have better healthcare. In essence, you want to put on every corner of your city, but since in the beginning it doesn't really matter as much, so do not worry about that. I'm just showing and explaining what you need to kind of do. Now let's go ahead and expand. I'm going to create roads on this end, and now I am going to be using the medium roads. So let's put that here. One on this end and another on that end. Then of course we need to connect them together. I'm going to use a different connection. I'm going to use this one. Put that on this end, and we're going to put in our commercial. Our commercial will be on this side of the map. So my commercial area, you notice it's near the main road. So the idea of this is the trucks will come in, they will deliver the goods, and then they will immediately leave. So I try to avoid having the commercial deep within the city, otherwise more trucks will go into your city and then cause noise pollution, traffic, and whatnot. So the locations of my zoning is all strategical so that you have less issues in the future. Right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue zoning this end. And let's go ahead and pre-zone the commercial. And let's not forget to check the necessities such as water, and that should be good. Okay, and let's check the other things here. So we have more menus. If you want to check your traffic flow, click on this one. So you can see our traffic flow is at 92, and then it will show you the red. Oh, we have water issues on this end. I believe it's just the budget. Yep, our budget is low. Let's go ahead and pick this up ever so slightly. There you go. And we have more industrial issues. So there's a lot of things going on a majority of the time, so we just have to try to keep up. And I believe this should be our very last row. So I do not want to put more than 4, otherwise it's going to become a little too redundant. So I'm going to end it here. In terms of zoning, we're gonna go in a different direction so that it does not look redundant. And let's see, so again, traffic flow is here, 93%. You can see this one has the most stress, but that is completely fine because as you can see, the traffic is just going in and exiting, and it doesn't go deep in your city, right? So always avoid your industrial in your main area. Okay, with that said, we have a lot of residential demand, so let's go ahead and try to pacify that as soon as possible. So I am going to go ahead and create my new area here. Oh, again, you may notice that there's spacing. This is for the future. I'm going to add like designs in here. We can put pathways, we can put trees. So I am just leaving that open, and I will explain that in the future. Let's go ahead and build our roads. So our distance here, again, it's up to 400. So if I click here, 400 is around here. We go to 200. Make it go out. Maybe I'll make it up to here. And do our 400 thing. And we're going to try to connect it up to there. And lastly, bring her out ever so slightly until they kind of connect. There we go. And let's go ahead and start zoning this area. So this power line, I think I can just create a new one here. And I can go ahead and delete this. So now our main connection is from the top. Oh, this one was a little too early. Let's see. Yeah, let's just connect it from here. Right, times 3 speed. So again, we have this district that is going to look a little different, and I do not want to get this one here in the middle because this is where our commercial is going to be. I want to maintain this look, and of course let's add in the basics such as water. So you notice we have these large areas, large empty spaces, which is completely fine because what we can do is we can put a park, we can put education, we can put unique buildings and whatnot. So try not to worry about large empty spaces. They will come into play eventually. So for now, all you gotta focus is just increasing your population, increasing your income. That is probably the most dire. And let's see, let's go ahead and try to connect this, but I'm going to make this slightly different. So I'm going to go here, let's bring this out, and then I'm going to use this road curve tool, put that together. So as you can see, now it's slightly different, so it's not too redundant. And let's go ahead and continue zoning. I will remove this one. You know what? I'll just connect the power from this end. Okay, and commercial is in demand, so I will place it here. And again, our industry, I believe we missed water. Yep, we definitely missed water, but that is not a too big of a deal. All we need to do is just add it in, and you can delete it. You can use the bulldoze and delete it, but it will manage itself, so I am not going to bother. Let's go ahead and add more industrial areas. So let's go ahead and zone from here. Use a straight road tool. I will cut it off on this end. Okay, so now it's becoming a little annoying compared because I'm like remaking our power line. So I think the best thing to do is try to connect it by the buildings itself. So with that said, let me try to connect it. I am going to build an area here. Boom, and we are now a boom town. For this, transportation is now available. We also have a new tile, so you notice that I have not unlocked a new tile yet, so we at least have 2 in our disposal, but we will just hold it for now. Let me just go ahead and continue building our area here. So now I'm purposely making it completely different so that we have a different look, so we're not all like the same exact grid. And the essentials are just the road curves and then putting them together. And let's add that road on this end. Add in the commercial. Right now my goal is trying to connect it via buildings. So it's gonna go like this. And I'm going to put this one. So the maximum distance is 4 by 4s. And let's have a building in the middle. Let's go ahead and add a park, so that this is like the space filler that I was referring to. So I'm gonna put park of trees. Let's put it over here. So now my idea is this will connect this fashion. So let's check our power, and eventually this will connect, and then I can finally delete this one. And this end will basically be the same thing. I'm going to add residential here. Okay, now let's watch the power connection. There you go. Now it's completely connected. So now we will not be annoyed by this any longer. I can now completely delete all our power lines. So now it's just connected by buildings, and only this one is with a power line. So let's check out the districts of what it looks like. So what I did was I created a scene. So you can see on this end, this is the lower or low density buildings. And now we're going to like a little medium height. And then on this end, I will have high density buildings eventually. So that is the master plan. And to get high density, we need 8,000 population, which is ways away. So therefore, we're gonna have a lot of development on this end. And let's see, I think we also unlock cemeteries. Yeah, so cemeteries we need to add immediately because eventually our people are beginning to die. There you go. We have our very first person that needs a hearse transport. Let's change it to this one. Let's see, did any vehicle come out yet? 3 hearses in use, we missed it. They already emerged out. So yep, the body has been already taken. And now, so if you are playing vanilla, you just got the game, you have no DLCs. The format of the game is you just gonna use this. If you need residential, you know, expand more, and then commercial, you do this one. Industry, you do the same thing. However, this will become too redundant too quickly. So that's why DLCs come into play, where you can create farming, you can create forestry, you can create ore and whatnot, and we can introduce that in a future episode. So it's not just these 3 things. But before we go, let's go ahead and add the other necessities, like a university or some school. So we're gonna start with elementary and high school, and I will place it on this end. So here So the buildings available, this will be available in vanilla, while these ones here are coming from other DLCs. So they just have a different cost, and of course the buildings are a lot, are different. They have a different model essentially. I'm gonna go times 1 speed, and let's go ahead and start adding in our new area. So I'm going to place this here, and we're also going to add some decorations. So I want to relocate our medical clinic, put it on this end, and we could probably create our other area here. So I will just place it on this end. So this is a very small school area. Let's just put this here. So we have parking lot, we have a high school, and we have an elementary school. And all we need now is just a little sports stadium. So we're gonna go with let's see, basketball for our high school kids. So that's our neat area. And of course we can decorate by adding fences and whatnot. And since we have almost 100,000 in the bank, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our roads here. So we have several options. We're just gonna go with these ones. So the road upgrades destroyed our fencing, so I'm just gonna put it back in. And now I'm going to introduce the use of freeform road tool, which can also be used for pathways. So let's go ahead and add that. I'm going to use the pavement path so it looks similar to this. And we're just going to kind of create paths, random area, or going in random locations. So I'm gonna add in a rock. So if you put in the rock, the sizes will change. But you notice it's facing only in one direction. If you right click, it will rotate. A good tip is to click both left and right buttons in the same time, so you kind of have a random plopping, right? And just scatter it around your area that you want to decorate. And there we have it. Our very first area that we have decorated. We added some parking lots, a high school, and a basketball court. You can see our players, our high school kids. Ooh, nice play. And of course, when you're doing that, make sure you're playing on ×1 speed because you're gonna forget this. So our city is like starving for more citizens. Oh, we completely forgot about this. Yeah, it happens, you know, it happens to the best of us. But try not to worry about it. For now, as long as it's just these guys, it shouldn't be a problem. But when you start getting into high density buildings, it's going to hurt more because those are your citizens. As long as it doesn't happen to your residential, you will not have a population issue. In future episodes, we will cover transportation, economy, city management, and more. Stay tuned.